Good morning, everybody. Looks like OSCON's going to rock again. I'm delighted to be here in in Portland for the first time as a resident this year. I see we've got some people from Portland, or maybe those are the people from Seattle applauding me for not going there. Who knows? One way or the other, do we have any Python people in the audience today? Yay, make some noise. Good, good, excellent, okay. So one of the reasons I really like OSCON is because it was the reason I first came to Portland a long time ago at an OSCON far, far away. Actually, it wasn't that far away. It was in the Marriott just down the road. But OSCON's a lot bigger now, and open source is a lot bigger now as well. And one of the things about open source, or being involved in open source, it was interesting hearing about the the paid community managers that are now helping to organize us. But one of the big problems with open source is it's very difficult to organize. You don't have the usual coercive threats available to you to get people to get things done. You have to be nice. You have to ask them. You have to exercise skills which, I have to say, by and large, geeks are not well known for possessing. Which does make open source management a little bit different. So one of the reasons I was elected chairman of the Python Software Foundation, I believe, since it's the board that elects me, is because nobody else wanted to do the job. But another reason was because I do actually believe in building communities. And one of the things that we've done in the Python world to build our community is to institute awards. We have regular quarterly, well, about as regular as anything gets in the Python world, regular quarterly awards called the Python Community Service Awards. And I think that as organizers of the open source world, the biggest thing you can do to show your gratitude and appreciation is simply let people know how wonderful you think it is that they take the time to produce open source software that's so useful to everyone. So if we've got any open source developers in the room, and I know we have, thanks very much, guys. So O'Reilly are obviously very much of the same mind because they've introduced the Willison Award after Frank's death. And I have to say I was sorry I never got to meet Frank. I think we did correspond a few times by email, but one of the reasons that Python is such a vibrant atmosphere, has such a vibrant community nowadays, I think, is because it got so much encouragement from people like Frank early on. And so every year, O'Reilly make an award in Frank's memory, and it goes to someone who's worked hard for Python. So the award winner this year is a guy who was so young when he joined the Python community as a developer. He actually joined under a pseudonym because he didn't know whether Python developers might also be child molesters. So he thought he'd better be safe, and he used a false identity. And finally, he became a core developer, and then, of course, the pseudonym was revealed, and everyone realized that we'd made a major find in this guy who has actually been a core developer now for several years. He's made major differences to the Python documentation by building us a completely new tool chain. So you can now build the Python documentation without using Perl. Kind of freaky, that one. He's been a release manager for several Python releases now. And he's been a very active contributor to a lot of other open source projects. So, ladies and gentlemen, the award has already been made at EuroPython in Europe, but I'd like you all to give a large round of applause for the award winner, Georg Brandl, who wins the 2011 Frank Willison Prize. Thanks very much, everybody.